This
I
is
don't have many addictions, but this is
okay.
You can't. Your neurons are getting burned.
Dillon, what you're saying here is this is just erotic asphyxiation, but food.
correct. That's a perfect way to look at it. Let's
It's
put
just
that.
like you can't go back to sex when you suck in
Yeah.
the lemon and you choke
Let's
your.
put that up behind us right now. There's
Right
just
in the last moment, right before
You'll
right
never
before
go.
it goes black, and oh man, you ever bite into a real butthole stopper of a wing?
Review it all.
Review it all.
Review it all.
review it all. Hello and welcome to Review It All, a podcast with three men who know absolutely nothing, reviewing absolutely everything. I am one of your hosts here. My name is Dillon. Guys, could you please introduce yourselves as well?
My name is Matthew McLachlan.
My name is Michael Bernardi.
And we are Review It All. And today, before we get into these topics, we here at Review It All like to catch up with one another because even though we're close friends, we have busy lives. We lead interesting, full, rich, deeply personal stories that
No,
we want to bring. Not you, Michael? Okay,
no,
interesting.
just enough social anxiety that I don't reach out enough.
But yeah, why don't you guys tell me what went on in your week, and then we'll get into these topics.
I just got back from being in Scotland,
Yeah.
which let me tell you, this is I was born there, have family there, have gone there many a times, try to go there once a year. This is the first time I hung out with family that's like around my age. And the difference of like being the kid with the generation above you being like, well, what do you want to do? Well, we'll go do this stuff. To the family that's like, we got friends and we're gonna get fucking wrecked and we're gonna eat all the food. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
this isn't what I'm. Yes, let's go. They're like, we got a friend.
I don't rent. This is a different tour.
It's weird that it took you
The
being
itinerary-
30 plus years old for this to happen. You think this would have been 21. Like, come
You
on.
you would think that, but with the family I have, it was 15 years late for sure. It's like the whole time I was like, I was holding the itinerary upside down. Who knew?
Yeah.
And they
When
literally
you spin the letters backwards, it says blackout. I don't know.
What is this written on the back?
it was buck wild. And another thing I'll say is over there with the bottles of alcohol, they don't free pour. They're not allowed to. So they have it in a mechanism that you press the shot up to it and it already is like in the thing. So when you press it, it just dumps the amount into the shot glass.
I love the level of restraint.
I mean, that's their attempt. They're
with the
attempting.
complete lack of any form of
There's
it.
a hamster. There's a hamster thing. They have to walk up and go.
That's literally it. That's literally
Yeah.
it. But here's what I noticed because I thought that too. I'm like, well, that's cool. So they're because we get strong drinks and they just free pour. You know what I mean? So it's weird that the Scottish, but they broke the system because they're literally getting their shot glass, which is about like this size, and they're doing this and going shh, shh.
Yeah,
and
it's
just shooting it.
So now it is a hamster. It is.
It
It's like
is.
they're yeah.
He literally was like, "Who want? You guys want one?" And he's pressing. He's not even looking. He's just becoming. He's like milking a booth,
These wood chips here.
and he's just like throwing it down the thing. He's like, "You're not having it?" And I was like,
it's really like, to bring it back to America and guns, it's like having a semi-automatic. It's like, you know what?
"They're semi-automatic
Yeah.
with booze."
Shot in there, and then go on the wheel and burn it off.
Anyway, so that's what I've been up to, and it was a grand old trip, and I gained 15 pounds. It was awesome.
Let's do it. I'm glad.
Collins sound
Really glad.
dangerous but fun.
Yeah, I would love to go. I would love to go at some point.
Welcome.
We went to Long Beach Island, New Jersey.
How was
and
that?
We had fun. It
So
was
the Scotland of New Jersey.
Yeah.
not really. It was very nice.
The same guy was there. He's like, "Oh," and you're like, "What the fuck? How did you get here, my man?"
Yeah, it was very nice. We had a nice time. No complaints except my wife had some trouble sleeping on quite a few of the nights because the piercing fire alarm went off at about 3:30 in the morning. We had no idea what was going on, but I learned a couple things, which is I really can't spend time putting on my shoes and packing up some of the important things that when you really think about it, you just need to get the fuck out. But I'm like packing a bag with my computer. I'm putting shoes on, like, well, if we get out there, who knows where we'll have to go? Not thinking like, yeah, what if you don't make it out there? Get out there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you gotta go, man. Like,
Mike's
you
ready to
idiot.
Terminator 2 run out of there and just be like,
No.
"You got the baby?"
I think
No,
you guys are
I
missing the
think
point.
I'm
You just burn in the fire. That's way too much shit to do. Like,
No,
just stay in
honestly.
bed.
But here's the problem. So then the next night, there was a thunderstorm so bad that we got a tornado warning. Warning, not a watch, a warning. Um, and the fire alarm went off again. We suspect to actually wake people up to let them know. My theory, because it only went off for like a minute, my theory is that it went off to wake people up because we got the alerts, but the phones never made a sound. They like, even though I had it on sleep, and I thought that stuff was supposed to break through no matter what you had it on, silent or whatever.
You might die.
Yeah, it did
Okay,
not.
sorry, okay.
So Mandy rolls over. She goes, I looked at my phone. She goes, honey, I don't know if I feel it's saying get like into a stairwell or something. There is a tornado warning. And I'm having that thing, that wrestling back and forth of like, I don't want to die, but I'm trying to rationalize that this isn't real, so I don't have to get up. Right. Like it's like, would I hear it coming? How bad of a tornado? Like this is a New Jersey tornado, right? Like this isn't like a
This is a
flatland
Kansas
tornado.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, like
fine.
this is how much effort is it really going to put in, right? Exactly. It's
Yeah,
like,
there's no
oh, I
fucking
don't want to go
cows
over
in-
this bump.
Yeah, there's no cows in this tornado. Maybe one upset New
That
Jersey
being
Shore
said,
person, but like,
That being said, where we were at is a strip of completely flat land, so it really would have gotten a good head of steam if it had started. But so once again, I take way too long packing up stuff. She's already in the stairwell with the baby. We do leave the apartment. We're the only ones that do. So I guess everyone else must have been okay with this. And
This is how I die.
I sit down on the steps, and what I learned is they can cancel a tornado warning, but there's no follow-up alert that goes out. So unless you sit down like I did, open up the alert, read the drop down that says, hey, the rotating part of the storm that was going to be the tornado, it's moved offshore, so we're canceling the warning. But anyway, no beeping. So if you're just happening to read this now, a half hour after we said there was a thing, sorry, I know you can't get that
Bye.
half hour back of terror from sitting in a stairwell. It was I mean, the comedy of errors of the overnight stuff was absolutely wild. So no tornadoes, no fires, but
All the
they were
alarms.
warning us. All the alarms.
yeah, a lot of alarms, very little action.
Because there, no one has any genuine sense of urgency. Like it's like, but these
We all
could be
want to
things that would
die.
happen.
We all want to die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
like
might be that.
Like we're all just ready to die. I made a TikTok about wanting to die. My most successful TikTok of all time. Quite literally got me past the 1,000 subscriber threshold just by talking about how World War III is about to happen and nobody cares. And that
Well, then
was the
share
thing.
my video, please.
Yeah, the
Kim,
thing that propelled me.
this is where we reference one of the previous episodes where we talked about
Yeah,
suicide.
please watch our episode about suicide. Real bundle of laughs in that one. Nothing but a bunch of
Can you imagine,
humor.
like,
Turns
how
out
dark?
it really moves the numbers.
I would say how dark it is, and that becomes Dylan's brand.
I mean,
Oh
there are
shit,
worse
I'm the
things to be
dying
known
guy. Fuck.
for. I did nothing this week, and I want to talk about one of my favorite things in the world: hot peppers.
And so, what we do on this podcast is the previous episode, we go to our infinite list
Mhm.
of topics to review, endless, as it were. And by that, I mean we have about 1,200. And
We add to it
we
every day, though. So
every
it
do
keeps
it's
growing.
it's getting to about 1250, and we randomly select 3 topics for us to review. And the first topic this week is Dylan.
The world's hottest pepper.
Yeah.
Now, I kind of know where you guys stand on this, but for viewers and listeners who don't know anything about me, except for the fact that I love suicide, apparently, and I cannot wait for my eventual demise.
This track.
No. I'll say TikTok loves that you loves your.
But either way, the next topic, the synergy.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, this is a real cross-brand integration.
Not wrong.
Here's a method you may want to implement.
Correct. So I, as a person, have eaten the world's hottest pepper. I have a deep, deep need for spicy food. It is, and Matt and Mike can attest to them seeing me eat.
Food is a gross overstatement.
It's truly like
Food is a gross overstatement. That's
it's
like
a
eating
chemical
radioactive waste and saying like, yeah, but I love like an energy drink. Like that is not.
Can you drop down? Can you drop down whatever background we have on our green screens? I've seen you eat like spicy foods that are these colors, like all three of the green colors.
Tackle the end of the Scoville chart. Ugh.
So the world's hottest pepper currently is Pepper X. It was created by the Pucker Butt farming company. I believe
sounds like Elon Musk created it, since everything has to be
correct. Yeah. Well, he did it long before Elon. And I have had the pleasure of not eating this pepper raw, but I have had it in hot sauces before.
You've had Pepper X. I didn't know this until today. I thought it was still I thought the reigning champ was still ghost pepper.
So
no. Okay, no. I'll let Dillon take this. Far be it from me to mild splain anything having to do with peppers when we've got a real expert here.
Yeah, we got a green pepper over here trying to talk about spiciness. So let's give it to the daddy.
That the most recent version of the Hot One sauces, which, as everybody knows, very famous show on YouTube, they implement always every year they come out with a new brand of new hot sauce that has the hottest pepper in the world in it. And I believe their most recent one, which I had a couple of weeks ago, has Pepper X in it. If it's not Pepper X in there, then I've had the second hottest pepper in the world, and
which is
sham. The second hottest pepper in the world is. Can
I impress you?
Oh, please tell me.
Carolina Reaper.
Oh, I have definitely had a Carolina Reaper. I've had Carolina Reaper raw.
I was thinking Carolina Reaper, but I just don't fuck with any of that shit.
Believe it or not, and here I am. I'm gonna mild explain.
Please, Mike, explain.
Ghost pepper's fallen all the way down to 8.
I know. It's like a fucking baby pepper.
So now its claim to fame is that it's the first one.
Pushy pepper.
It's the first one that averages over 1 million Scoville units. That's its claim to fame. But the Pepper X is hitting. In some cases, it said it hit over 3 million, but it's averaging out at about 2.6.
Yes, I read that.
Is mind-blowing. Carolina Reaper was, I think it's over 2.
Carolina Reaper is like 2.2 million is like its base, or it's like its regular Scoville unit. Before that, it was the Trinidad Scorpion, which one of my favorite stories of living in Denver there was this tiny wing place run by 2 Jamaican guys, and me and a guy who I was making another show with named Alex Bostic, very close friend of me and Matt. We would go to this incredible little wing shop run by these 2 dudes. And I remember one day they were like, we got some Trinidad Scorpion sauce in.
Now, first of all, and I say this with all respect, I know in my bones to not trust 2 Jamaican men that offer me something with spice in it, with like, you want to try this? Yeah. I would be like, well, no, because I don't trust that I'll make it.
This is something I wanted to bring up specifically for the hottest pepper in the world, and we can talk about this in hot sauce maybe eventually too. I think that white people specifically, obviously, have a reputation for not being able to eat spicy food.
Dude, we killed people for pepper. That's our level. That's like where not peppers, but the concept of salt and pepper we couldn't believe it.
Correct. So spice seems to be a thing that most white people have an aversion to. But let me be the first to say that if you've ever met any redneck, you know that they will eat things that are called like prolapse anus eviscerator. You know that they will eat things that are called, next terminally ill patient consume. Like all of the
whole nuke fuck. As long as I got my light beer, we're gonna do a good.
Honest to God, the hottest pepper in the world is being created. Yeah, the hottest pepper in the world is being created by the Pucker Butt fucking pepper company, which is also run in South Carolina by the whitest white man you've ever seen in your life.
They do really get too ham-handed with the asshole references.
Yeah,
I have
correct.
to
Yeah.
I have to say, we get it. Your butthole hurts.
Yeah.
Why is that a kind of fun romantic thing to joke about? Why would you want that?
I bring this up because these two wonderful Jamaican men were like, we cannot in good conscience sell you this sauce. And I went, no, I'd love to try it. Put it on my next 6 wings. And they were like, I am telling you, we cannot do that.
My next 6 wings. First of all, if to anyone listening, if you didn't think Dillon was the boss, because I would have said, please take an eyedropper and put it on this piece of steel. Let me see what it does to it first.
I would have said, take that sauce and throw it away because I don't want it.
Dispose of it responsibly. Do not put it in the
Do
local
not put it.
landfill.
No.
Children play near there.
Yes. Let me just stop you all right there. I have watched this man go to a wing spot and go, what is your hottest sauce? And they say, oh, it's hot. And he goes, what is your hottest sauce? And they go, well, it's this one, but it's we have one that's not even on the menu. He goes, not only will I take that one that's not on the menu, bring me red pepper flakes so I can dip it into that and bringing more of the extra sauce so I can dip that in. And I'm just sitting there like, ooh, mine's got a little bit of jalapeno in it and I'm gonna be hurting. And this
Dillon
my man's
signed
like,
a lot of waivers. He
My
signed
ma-
a lot
my
of
man-
waivers.
let's just say if you replaced eggs with wings, he would be Gaston in a second. He'd be like, big 5 dozen wings. Like,
So
just crushing
this
it.
is all true. And also, to the shock of most people, so these wonderful Jamaican men bring me my wings and I eat them in front of them. And the glowing happiness that they had, not only seeing me fucking house these wings like it was nothing, but I don't know, there was a point of pride in it. And I will also say this: I know that you and Mike think that I am fucking insane for doing this, and I am going to tell you that I love it. And it's not that it isn't spicy. It is. It's less spicy for me. I know for sure when people have eaten spicy food and I've eaten it, I've been like, it didn't have an effect on me. Probably because I've ruined myself in some way. On top of that, though,
I get it. I get it. I just
But what?
everyone's palate's gonna be different. I totally understand that. But a real question is like, did that have flavor?
Thank you. Thank you,
yes.
Pat. That's exactly what I was going to ask.
Like, does it have
He
flavor
keeps
or is
calling
it just hot?
spice. He keeps calling it spice, and I just want to call it heat. Heat
No,
spice is flavor. Heat is a flamethrower.
The thing about these peppers currently is that I will say that both the Carolina Reaper and the Trinidad Scorpion actually have a lot of very good flavor, especially when they're mixed with like garlic and other spices. They taste good. I wouldn't eat them raw.
I want to believe you, but it's like saying when you mix the magma with some of the alfalfa and some of the garlic, all right, little bit of salt, not too much because it gets real salty. Then, like, I can't, how does it not completely, how does the garlic not burn away like when they looked at the Ark of the Covenant? Like, I don't understand how any other ingredient doesn't just completely self-immolate. Like, I don't get it.
Because
Does it hurt? Does it hurt you?
No, not really. Like, all right.
We should talk about
There is definitely a point when like spicy food or with those Trinidad scorpion wings where you're sweating for sure. Like there's definitely your body is going through a reaction. You of course are doing that.
You're melting.
Yeah, your body is of course noticing that you are ingesting something that you probably shouldn't be ingesting. But there's also the part of your brain that is like
dog with a bag on its head. It's desperately trying to get out of the bag. Yeah.
But there's also and this is true for anybody who is really into hot sauces and hot spicy food, it is something that you genuinely crave. And also other food starts to be kind of dull without.
No shit, dude. If I grind my teeth And I'm going to be like, man, this stuff's kind of hard to chew now. I better go, good thing I love soup. Like that is gonna be where I end up. Like you keep burning yourself and you're like, I don't understand. Why don't my silk pajamas feel the way they used to feel? Because you're all scar tissue.
I don't have many addictions, but this is fun.
Okay.
You can't. Your neurons are getting burned.
Dillon, what you're saying here is this is just erotic asphyxiation, but food.
Correct. That's a perfect way to look at it. Let's
It's
put
just
that.
like you can't go back to sex when you suck in the lemon and you choke
Let's
your.
put that up behind us right now. There's
right
just
the last moment, right before it goes black, and oh man, you ever bite into a real butthole stopper of a wing?
The butt clenching boys or whatever the hell.
That's right.
Now, of
Flaming
course,
assholes.
this is Review It All, where we are semantics police. So we are talking about the hottest pepper in the world.
Pepper in the world.
I'm fairly positive that I have eaten this. If I haven't, I've eaten the second and third hottest. I've said my piece on why I like this, but let's see. And I think that this pepper should exist. I am glad that they keep making more and more and more escalating levels of heat so that my addiction.
No, stop.
Can be
We're
fed.
done. You're done. You're out.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because we can. This is going to be our first in bit. Let's just do this. I'm just going to say Jeff Goldblum quote from Jurassic Park, and now just put the picture of him saying the thing.
Yeah, your scientists were so
there it
brilliant,
is right there.
whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Yeah, there you go, right there.
I'll tell you the problem with what you've done here, John. I'll tell you, with the power you've obtained here, it didn't require any discipline to obtain it. Right? you stood on the shoulders of other peppers, and you read what others had bred, and you made the next pepper. You didn't acquire the knowledge for yourself, so you don't take any responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of other peppers to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it, you packaged it, you put it in a little bottle, and you want to put it on wings.
I have that. Bravo.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad. And
Nicely
done. And I genuinely mean this when I say I'm glad my shorthand got extended into what that just became, because God, that was so good. Because I was trying to move us along, and that truly was brilliant. And I agree with you. I think I will disagree that I don't think that should exist. That's beyond science and God. But I think
I don't believe in either of those. Well, actually, I believe in one of those. I don't believe in the latter.
God. Yeah, God. What is the hottest natural pepper in normal?
Oh, you mean not purposefully bred?
Without breeding would probably be a habanero.
Yeah.
Which is 50,000 on Scoville or something?
Yes. Right? That's like saying
fuck.
That's like saying what's the hardest song that isn't NWA? And it's oh, that's probably hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime girl. You're like, what?
So going back to the hottest pepper in the world, it is on the Scoville heat index is what it's called, correct?
Correct.
And just for everyone who is not familiar, something that I find as a mortal human being somewhat spicy sometimes is a jalapeno, and that can be between 2,500 and 8,000 on the Scoville.
I'm not saying that jalapenos can't also be spicy. I have eaten spicy jalapenos before.
Yes. But I'm just giving people the reference of when we say numbers like 7 million on the Scoville, and 8,000 is a pretty hot jalapeno. I want people to know they're dealing with chemical warfare.
You're talking about a cherry bomb versus Tsar bomba that the Soviets made. That was the largest bomb ever created. That is the breadth of the chasm in between these things.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm jealous because there is a whole new world. There's some Aladdin shit there.
There's a cool toughness to it. There's a fun party trick toughness to it.
But Dillon, you're not a douche about it.
No.
I will say this. You're a douche at the table. Like you're like, I'm gonna do this. You're not like showing off. You're contained in that. You're like, this is for me. And you would do that by yourself. And I love that for you.
Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
cool though to see Dillon on Hot Ones? Like he's like the final boss, like
Yeah.
where it's
Oh
like he's
yeah. No.
undefeated, like you can't defeat
I
him.
would love to just be on that show and maintain the level of composure that we have as we're talking on this podcast.
Yeah, you'd be the Elden
Insane.
Ring for that host, like the
Insane.
Elden Ring boss.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I agree that they're, and I'm not, and thank you for saying that. I don't do this to look tough. I
No, no, no.
genuinely
No,
love
That's what
spicy
blows me away
that's
about
what
it.
I'm jealous of like, and I try and I've pushed myself to like I want to get spicier food, but it's all bullshit stuff that you like you probably put on your cereal, like stuff that you're just like, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
you
it's the
know,
difference between
Cholula.
someone who can get kicked in the nuts and someone who's like, no, I love getting kicked in the
I
nuts.
love
It's
it.
like a
Please
thing
do
I'm
it all the
into.
time.
Where you're just like, okay, like because one guy does Jackass and the other guy is like, oh no, that's just what I do in my own time. Like
I
that
do it
is a
for fun.
very scary dichotomy. And but to Matt's point, I don't understand why is it like an arms race, like why is it like the nuclear arms race, like it does feel almost nihilistic, fetishistic, like what do
there is
you
definitely
do,
parts
what's
of it
the
to that.
end goal? Someone dies, like is that the end
Yes.
goal? Like someone eats one of these things and turns into the fucking Ghost Rider, like I don't understand.
We did. We gave him the power of
Ultimately, every time there's something that is the best or the most, they want to see if they can push it. And admittedly, it's crazy how they did the crossbreeding of these peppers to get them to this level anyway, right? Because these are genetically designed peppers. So the Jurassic Park analogy is not even remotely far off. Like it is, you should have maybe asked what this would do to us. On the other hand,
Because all the peppers on the farm are female.
yeah. Life finds a pepper.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Or does the pepper find a way?
Pepper finds a way. That's better. A pepper finds a way. But life also finds a pepper. And here's something that we do or do not have to get into. I have in my notes is just the word butthole. Do we need to talk about that? Because
I mean,
maybe
we
not
can
Dylan
review- we can
maybe
review
not
it.
Dylan specifically, but those redneck guys got something they're not wrong. There's puckerage there. I mean, are you damaged after?
Yeah,
I've
what
only
happens to the part of you that isn't interested in taste?
What's happening inside you, my man?
For anybody wondering what happens, I would say that if you've been eating spicy food your entire life, there's only been maybe I would say like 6 or 7 times in my life where I deeply regretted eating spicy food for spicy food. And yeah, there can be times where it feels a little hot down south. There is a fire-like symptom in your
That's a
sphincter.
euphemistic. That's a real kind euphemism to say that you're spraying your asshole with a fire extinguisher. Like what?
No, a
Because
fire
what
extinguisher
kind
is
of
to put it
cooling-
out. It's a flamethrower is the thing that you're really looking for.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like to cool down your asshole. Like what is the relief there? Like are you putting like Vicks
I hate-
Vapor Rub on that?
No,
Like,
hold
what
on.
is-
I hate that I know this answer, which vis-a-vis means I know too much about Dylan's butthole. And he is a pure wet wipe guy. And
Well,
that is probably the
thank God.
only reason you can do because if you're just like
No,
great,
you couldn't dry
easy,
wipe that.
you couldn't dry wipe that. It would tear.
No.
You'd be
I mean, my thought would be you have to pour milk on your asshole.
you'd have to legally. You'd
Well,
have
I do that for fun, but no, you don't need that when you're eating
to.
spicy food.
Okay. Okay.
Let's, can I just
Yeah, you can.
the other thing that I noticed that well, first of all, I also thought that it didn't just remind me of the Jurassic Park, but the breeding of the peppers also made me think of like when a racehorse is really good, and then they like the Secretariat, and then they put
Yeah.
it out to stud, like it gets to fuck all the other peppers. But that being said,
The pepper gets a fuck a horse, and you're like,
Yeah.
the look of what struck me in my brief research into the hottest pepper in the world was that even the look of them
Yeah,
was aggressive.
I love
Like
that they keep
not only did
Yes.
they look
looking.
aggressive, but when you looked up close, they themselves looked like they were hurting, like they were suffering from their own existence.
Yeah.
Like if they could say anything, they would say, "Kill me."
Yeah.
They look like the Pokemon Eevee if you touch it with like a demon stone. Like you just like evolve into a demon pepper.
No, Mike brings up a very beautiful point that yes, as we've bred these things to be more and more and more fucked up, they also start to look more and more and more fucked up because it is nature effectively telling you, do not
Stop.
eat this.
Yes, they
For
look
the
like a
love of
demon's.
God.
They look like a demon's hemorrhoid. Like
Yeah.
they're brutal.
But I know how I'm going to rate this. I don't know if you guys can properly rate it because you've. What is the spiciest thing that you think that you have eaten before we do the rating?
Like on the Scoville,
Yeah, like what?
like
Where do you?
27.
Yeah, where do you think that you hit on that level?
Oh, I've my brother out of the blue just came one Christmas day and was
It
like,
was a gift.
he was like, oh, I got this hot sauce. You want to try it? And I'm like, my man, this is 500,000 Scoville.
My
Oh
man
yeah,
got
like,
visited by Krampus that night.
and he's like, yeah, I like spicy food. I'm like, since when? We got the same microwave dinners our whole life. Like, when did our bland ass white pour? Like, when did you get flavor? Like, I found garlic salt, and that changed my life. You found fire? I'm like, okay. So he was like, no, let's do it. And I would say the highest I got was 600,000. And it was just pain. It just hurt. I just was trying to end the suffering. And I literally had milk in my mouth and I was lying on my back, just like with milk in my mouth so it would stop hurting me.
Couple hardest times for me were, I think there was a place in New Brunswick that did like a Korean style um fried chicken with a like a hot sauce on it. That was the hottest I can remember and still enjoying it, but right on the edge of like, well, that was a little too much.
Mm.
That time we went out to that place in the city and did the all you can eat wings. That
Wings,
time
yeah.
those were hot. And
Oh,
then the
yeah.
other time, like, but basically like habanero hot. It's like the probably
Yeah,
the hottest I've gone. I
you
think
guys
one
just had
time
habaneros.
I've even cooked them
Right.
because I remember a time I cooked them and and I had cut them and I went to put them in the pan and for some reason I blanked on the fact that you're not supposed I didn't wear gloves and you're not supposed to
No,
touch
no,
your
Michael,
eyes.
no.
And I wore
Michael.
contact lenses too. And
Oh
for
my
some reason I just
no.
did like this on my and I went, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And I ran into the we had guests over too. I ran into the bathroom. I think luckily my contacts were like every few weeks you throw them away or something, but like I pulled them and I did like I was in chemistry lab in high school. I just ran the water flush
Oh, it
in
would have
my
been even better if
eye.
you just got in the shower. Just
I was, but I had a moment of terror where I went, um, that it like that could have really been bad. Like that was dumb what I just did. And that is why I'm going to pivot right into my review and the hottest pepper and by association all others that I am sort of talking about. That is I'm going to say an honor of Dillon, D minus.
Thank you.
D minus. For the hottest pepper, hottest pepper in the world. I'm gonna give it a D because I don't want it. God, do I respect it. I respect the science. I respect the men in their trailer parks making this happen. And God damn it, can we weaponize that? And we're
Right.
gonna
I
have
won't take
to.
it away from them. I won't take it away from them.
But I don't
Ironically, the
want it.
exact opposite politics of those same people. I will not take it away from them, though, in spite of my
Right.
my
Right.
moral opposition to it. They can still
Right.
have their peppers.
I am going to give it
Just what?
a B.
Oh.
So, as much as I love spicy food, and as much as it is a mainstay of my life, I do not want to eat the spiciest pepper in the world all the time. There are times where I just want to have regular spicy food, and maybe regular for me is different from other people. But no, I'm not going out of my way to eat raw Pepper X or Carolina Reapers just for funsies. I do that maybe once a year, occasionally. And the other reason it's a B is because, unfortunately, much like this discussion was, there are so many facets of it that I can't explain because you guys will never, ever experience it.
Yeah.
There are just things to it that you will never, ever understand. And it's like explaining fucking calculus to a dog sometimes. Like,
Mhm.
so
So is your great
That's right.
because you feel lonely? Is that what you're
correct.
saying?
Sometimes it's hard to be amongst a group of people. And I remember,
Amongst
like,
gods.
what one of the saddest things in my life is my mom is like anti-spice on everything. So when we go out as a family, I'm like, give me the asshole destroyer. And she's like, can I have milk with milk? Is it possible to put condensed milk inside of the milk so
From
that
Ron Howard, director of Apollo 13, comes a beautiful spice,
I
isolated by his desire for hot pepper. And it's just Dillon smearing pepper on a glass window like he's writing out
yeah,
equations.
You're
100%.
still hallucinating people.
So
It's just a giant pepper.
so
You see that, and they're like, "Yeah, it's a guy as a pepper," and you're like,
at the end of the day,
oh,
especially when I'm eating with other people, if it's a group setting, I never get to have the spice level I want anyway. So, hottest pepper in the world, I'm going to rate a B because I don't need the hottest pepper in the world.
You don't
Held
need it.
back by the lack of vision from his peers. Told he was crazy, an outlier.
So Dylan, you gave it a B. I gave it a D. Mike, you gave it a D minus.
Mhm.
So, this might be one of the first where we didn't talk the other out of a grade, and by God, I'm
How
happy.
good? You guys don't know you don't like spicy food that much.
I know, and
Well,
I
I
can't
like that.
speak to his isolation.
Yeah, it's lonely at the top, I'm sure.
You know, he goes up to his fortress of solitude,
Yeah,
Speaking of
it's just
lonely,
made of pepper branches and
bunch
fucking
of dried peppers.
prolapses.
That's right.
speaking of lonely, we're going to get into the second topic, which is ghosting
Ghosting.
someone.
Yeah,
Ghosting someone's never cool, not something anyone should do, terrible to do to people. Have I done it? Yeah, but I'm
100%.
not proud of it. Um,
I think let's before we get into that, do you feel like a platonic ghosting is okay? Romantic ghosting has its own things, but like, have you ever just met somebody and you kind of know them and they have initiated more stuff with you and you're kind of just like, I don't want this relationship to be
yeah, because
anything
it's
more than a
trickier. It's
yeah.
trickier because then if you're like, hey, I don't know if I want to hang out there anymore, like I didn't want to bang. We're just friends. Then it's
Wait,
like
somebody
weird.
goes that far? Because what you're describing is not something I would call a particular thing. I would just call that my entire social existence for my entire life.
Your
Like,
entire social contract, yeah.
yeah, like
So
I'm like,
Mike's
wait a minute, what
giving
do you
it
mean
in.
ghosting? Like, I have like three friends now, and I've been alive for 41 years. Like,
We're two of
clearly
them.
that's
Who's the
happened on
other
all sorts of levels, you know?
Yeah. So Mike's
Who's the
taking
other one? It's my
one?
wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've
I
actually.
should ask, do you think that ghosting
Right.
is relationship oriented, romantic, or do you think that you could do
Yes.
it to
I
other
think
people?
let's center
I
it on romantic.
I think so. I think ghosting someone let's define the terms. I think that's what it is.
The concept of going no contact is newer in our current political climate where people have decided, I know your family, but you're not moral, you have no integrity, no consistency, no
No,
honesty, you're a
that's not the
toxic
same.
human being.
No.
So I
Yeah.
am going to go no contact. And I just think it's important to delineate the difference because it's not really romantic in any way. Tends to be familial based, but also it's kind of hard to ghost people when there's already a very long pre-existing relationship. So I
Well,
understand the distinction between going no contact, right?
but
Because
that's
there's
not
an existing relationship there that can't be severed. It's just that you're going no contact in terms of anything having to do with it.
so. Just so we're all clear, to ghost means to suddenly end all communication and avoid contact with another person without any apparent warning or explanation, and ignoring any subsequent attempts to communicate.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
so to have something like no contact or to do anything like that, that implies you're going to talk to the person. You're going to say, "Hey, I'm drawing a boundary. I don't want this." If
Mm.
you suddenly like stop,
Yeah.
talking to them, you're ghosting them, and that ain't cool.
And I think it's important to note that even though romance wasn't in that definition, there's more exceptions that are non-romantic, maybe a newer friendship, like we mentioned. But
Right.
I think let's be real. The way we all know it is any potential getting together, dating, situationship, relationship,
Yeah.
hookup,
Yeah.
it all pertains. Ghosting pertains to all of those.
You send the text and you get nothing back. You
You
hear
get
the
nothing.
you hear the slow wind whistle just
Get left on red.
Dating tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ghosting is a terrible thing to do to someone, and I think it is the act of a coward. I think someone who just ghosts you doesn't have the guts or is afraid or something
The
to
integrity.
be able to say, I had a great time with you, or you know what, I just don't think it's working out, or I met someone else. They don't want to hurt someone's feelings, so they just like Homer Simpson into the bushes, or like any employee at Hollister into like the
Now,
darkness. Like,
is it okay if I maybe knock you off your high horse? Or I just want to maybe like take a little bit,
go ahead, knock it,
um,
baby.
because 100% agree. But here's what we need to consider. All right.
Uh-huh.
Um, None of us are women. None of us are gay. None of us are even people of color. We are what we are. So I am compelled to try and think of it from a different perspective, and that is, it is easy to say cowardly because I am thinking of other men who you could argue would be other straight men, could be cowards, but or you're thinking of women who are just afraid to say like that they can't say it because they don't want to hurt the person's feelings. But there's another aspect to women ghosting their straight help partners, which is
they don't want to
they don't know if the response, even if it is incredibly well crafted, very healthy, kindness forward, that they're not going to get and allow me to perhaps act out for you a small in-person version of what this may be, which is the following. Hey, what's up? Can I buy you a drink? Oh, no thanks. I'm just kind of here with my friends. I'm sorry. I'm not really interested. Are you sure? I mean, you're so beautiful. I'd love to buy you a drink. No, really, no. I'm sorry. I'm just not that interested. I'm not really looking for that right now. Okay, well, you're fucking ugly anyway, you fucking bitch. Scene.
Mike, when did you go to Juilliard?
Yeah.
I actually got in
Emmy
just exactly
nominated.
that way. They told me they didn't want me. And then I was like, well, the artists fucking suck anyway, you fucking assholes. It's fine. They were like, you're in.
Summer intensive.
Yes. So now that, of course, is the live in person version. But a man who may seem perfectly fine, and you may craft a very kind response similar to that woman who said, no, thank you. I'm here with my friends. I'm just not interested. Even in the face of that compliment, you may still get back via text, well, fuck you, fucking this, fuck that. I'm going to come to your work. I'm going to come to your house.
I think both of you make very self. I think on one hand, it is really shitty, especially if you were talking with someone very deeply, to do full fucking evaporation, like the fucking poof noise. Just,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
gone. I also agree with Michael's point that, yes, from a certain context, especially for women or other people who are worried about their safety, especially when interacting with straight men who have a tendency to do just murder a lot. Why going no contact is safer for them. I think ultimately, at the end of the day, when I was younger, I really disliked ghosting. And I think all of us can say that we've all been ghosted before, right? Like
And I've ghosted.
Yeah.
We'll touch
all
on
three
that
of us
as
have.
well. I
I've
think
been
we
ghosted
should.
and have
I could
ghosted
smell
in the
that.
past. I would say that
Smell it
now,
on you.
as an older person, and not in my 20s anymore, I don't love a ghosting, but honestly, it's much easier. It's just like, oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, whatever.
Can we talk about it from the spectrum of owing people something? And I think it's up to interpretation on a more detailed level. But I think in general, less time, less contact, less emotional investment, less overall physical investment, although I'm sure people would argue even sleeping with someone a couple times doesn't necessarily argue that you owe them more closure. Although I have a feeling that would poll differently with women than it would with men, straight women and straight men, right, guys? But so ghosting, not as harsh. We can even think of it like right, like killing, right? Like there's involuntary manslaughter, voluntary
Okay,
manslaughter,
yeah.
negligent homicide,
More about those problematic men.
one, right? And they all deserve a different sort of thing. So, like,
Why
yeah,
come up
maybe
with
you could fade out.
Why come up with a Scoville scale when we could go with the murder scale?
Scale.
I personally, Dylan, if you listen to our previous segment, find them to overlay perfectly because Pepper X might as well be premeditated fucking murder of a family of 4.
I think ghosting, like I hear your point, and maybe I'm adding in the implication of I don't think talking to someone, having 3 exchanges and then ignoring them is I technically yes, that is by definition it is on the Scoville count of like yes, it is a ghosting.
It's a habanero.
It is barely a green pepper
Or
on
yeah,
on
it's
the
a
Scoville though. And so like that, but I'm talking like we've been discussing things. We've gone out. We did, and then you've ghosted and you just like that's fucked up on anyone. I understand the safety. I understand that, but I think it is just like jumping out of the plane without telling someone and then you're like there's no one flying the plane. I guess I'm going down in this fucker. And so like I but also I will say there can be an addendum overall on every single subject we have where if we add problematic men into it, it's going to be a different topic. Because if we add in problematic men in the last episode of doing shots, our first dates, or hidden piercings, we're going to get different ratings. So while I understand that problematic men will make every single one of our subjects always bad, I think that
That will make them problematic.
yeah, I'm I'm going to say ghosting in this. I know we got to be semantics police here, but not even semantics police. I just think ghosting is like in this term for me is what it means. I guess I can say for me, it's in the process of something and suddenly like, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Not, hey, you look nice. I like your picture with your friends. Thanks. Oh, where are you? You're gone. Oh,
So
I'm gonna.
have you ever
I
been
don't know that's just a non-response.
have you ever been stood up, which is like the ultimate form of ghosting, right? In my opinion. Like
Right.
that is like the ghosting Pepper X. You have set up
Oh,
the date.
it hurt.
Oh,
You
I
have
had one
agreed
happen
to
me.
the date. You have set times for the date and you show up to the date and then nothing.
Oh, I got a Matt, do you have a straight up got stood up story?
Yes, I do.
Dylan,
I
you
do.
do?
I do. Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, because I have a weird,
I don't.
possibly worse version. Don't want to compete, but I'm asking because perhaps clarity of getting stood up should go first, and then I'll
Well, I guess we
mention
should
my
have done the
weird
poll. Who
hybrid.
of the 3 of us do you think would have been stood up? If your answer was Matt, you're an idiot and don't have eyes.
Or ears.
Come on. Come on, guys.
If you were to guess it was me and Michael, yeah, you probably have a better chance of that happening.
Mhm.
Not to sell ourselves short. Mine happened actually 2 years ago. I was talking to this girl on Tinder. We set up a date to go meet at a local food hall that had a bunch of different places. I literally talked to her the night before, and I was like, "Hey, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'll be there at 11:30. You know, talk to you soon. See you tomorrow." And then 11:30 came, 11:30 went. I stayed there for another 30 minutes. I sent her a text, of course, when I got there. I was like, "Hey, I'm here." Never heard anything when I got there. I was like, I think I know where this is going. Waited another 30 minutes, and I was like, yeah, all right. I think I should get in my car. And I never heard back from her. And honestly, like, it's not though. Like, I don't
But she,
care.
like, you traveled there. Like, you traveled there. At least ghosting happens wherever you're at.
Yeah,
Like,
at least ghosting
like, yeah.
happens like through text most of the
Like,
time.
getting stood up is being lured into ghosting, and that's fucked up.
Yeah.
It really does require more
That's a trap.
Especially with
Yeah.
how expensive gas was a couple of years ago. It
Yeah.
wasn't my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah. And then she saw those texts. Like she knew, like she watched
Oh
you.
yeah.
Like there's something almost sadistic about it. It's like I don't imagine her seeing you on her phone. I imagine her sitting in like the security room watching you on the overhead cameras. Like it's this it's icky.
Well, not only that, but my thing was like, and I'm not trying to be a dick or anything like, but like I sent the last one, I was like, hey, I hope you're okay. And if we're not gonna meet up, that's totally fine. Have a good life. Like it was just like a thing where it's like, if that is
Uh,
the case, I hope
high,
that it wasn't
high
anything
road,
more
high road,
serious.
man.
I know.
Yeah.
And then she still didn't respond. Like, where it's like, because then now you know that Dylan,
Of
that's kind
course.
of brilliant because my like the petty, angry side of me would have been like, send like a hey, fuck you too. Thanks for
Nah.
nothing. But the fact that you did that is so genius because if she did fully stand you up, which it's clear she did, and I'll tell you why in a second, she has to see that you're even still a good guy like that. And
Yeah.
like, at least in that moment, and she has to feel that. That's like, oh, that's so fucked up. Like, ooh, and now I can't. But if something fucked up did happen to her and she can't get back to you or whatever for any reason, now like that was a nice thing you did.
Hmm.
But the reason I know that she definitely stood you up is because if something fucked up happened to her, once the fucked upness ended, unless of course she was, you know,
Dead.
off, like she
Yeah.
was actually trapped in the basement and went, well, what a great last message. And
What a good
then
guy.
she would have reached out to you again, like, wow.
Correct.
And even when that happened and I couldn't reach out and you still couldn't do that. So what a cool way to actually confirm that this person is a shit heel.
Right.
Yeah, but honestly, like I didn't take much offense to it. I have made an entire documentary about being a virgin, and I went through a lot of different emotional things with that. And ultimately, at the end of the day, dating is hard. And if you don't want to date somebody, that's totally fine. Standing them up is shitty, and ghosting them is shitty. But like, I understand. I get it.
You know what, Dylan? This podcast is about reviewing it all. And you know what my review of that is? It's A plus, big heart.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's for you. That's for you.
I'm so glad you can go with it, through with it, because I'm just so sensitive and I'd still be talking about it and I'd just be so hurt by it. So I'm glad
You'll
you
never know what
guys.
that's like.
Um, I've been ghosted for sure. Stood up is just, oh man. Maybe I'm also such a planner. I'm like, are we meet? Like, if I had texted her and she didn't say anything, I'm like, are we meeting up? Are we not? Maybe I've avoided it myself because I've had people. I'm like, oh, they just ghosted me, and we were gonna have a date, but I guess I'm not.
Are
So
you the type that would
they
leave it
flaked.
open for that? Like, where even in the language of what you sent, you'd be like, look, if this is tilting toward ghosting, could you just save us time and just say and like
Well,
let me know?
better yet, you just do it through emoji. So you're like, is this going to be ghost emoji? And
Yeah.
then is it going to be crying face? Or am I going to meet up, maybe prayer hands? And then
I don't know. He said something about the sad end to Casper. I don't understand what he's talking about.
Yeah. He sent me an emoji of Devon Sawa. And I don't understand.
Just talking about Devon Sawa for
Sawa.
some reason and stuff.
And
And
I'm back to being interested. I don't
yeah,
understand.
he's mysterious. I slept, I kind of had like a one night stand with this girl in college. Not really. I sort of knew her because we were in class together. I did, I won't get into my performance, but I thought maybe it might have been related to my performance, which was not lengthy. So
so
when
it
I reached out
wasn't
to
like
her
the
again,
audition for Drag
not
Race.
long after,
Hey Mike, A plus, bud.
not long after, and I said, "Do you want to get together again?" Because she was kind of cool and attractive, and maybe wanted to give another shot for me, not from a competitive standpoint, but just like I could do better. Always
I just
looking
want
to
to leave it all on
improve.
the field this time.
Yeah, just always looking to improve.
Take two.
I do care about your time, so but she did reach back out to me when I would be like, "Hey, do you want to get together?" And she'd be like, "Yeah, oh yeah, but and I could kind of just tell. And I said to her, like, "Hey, listen, it took you a while to get back to me. Like, it's cool if you don't." I said it, and this is like '02. So like, I'm not saying I'm a hero, but I'm
Yeah.
saying for like
Yeah.
2002 in
Yeah.
college, 2001, like
Yeah.
I was doing okay, and I
There's no
and
false fowler there.
I said, because I was protected. We weren't in person. Instant messenger was protecting me. So I could have been a lot more heated, but again, I love how the tone of what I'm saying now is like, as most men, like I could have torn down all of society, but aren't I a good guy for not doing that?
Yeah,
Ugh.
the problematic assholes coming from inside the house is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's right. But anyway,
That's
so
how
I
you know
said,
your enemy.
I said to her,
Seeing it.
please let me know. Like, it's cool if you don't. And it got shit. I never got shitty with her, but it became shitty because like one more time after she said again, like, no, it's not that. I
Right.
reached out and was like, yo, do you want to get together? And I finally was like, I can't. Like, she did that again. And now I'm like, this is definitely a you thing. Like, it's fucked up that you keep saying it's not that and making me think, because like in a way I had to end up ghosting her. Not that I really did. It's not like she wanted to hear from me more, but she put me in that position where it was like, oh, if he'll break up with me. Like it felt like that. I hate that. It's like I kept leaving wide open opportunities for her. All she had to say was, I agree with the statement you just said. Right. It's like, point to the man that you recognize. She was behind the glass. She just needed to point to the person that she didn't want to see anymore. And it was me and or see again. And that bugged me. That was like, come on, man, just say you don't want to. Like, and I won't keep thinking like, oh, she was hot and I'd like to get together. She was kind of cool. Maybe we can have another get together. And even if we don't hook up, maybe we could start to get to know each other. And it didn't. And that bugged me.
I also think it's the quality and quantity of you can talk immediately. You can have 1,000 back and forths in a day instead of like you have to be so intentional with someone. That's why you're like, oh, Pit
Yeah.
Pop and Mima got married after a week of dating because they were like, whatever, it was like intentional
I'm
writing
just
letters.
like, you can't remember that saying, the girl next door has less and less relevance in our current society because you barely know your neighbors. But there was a time where like,
Not on
oh, she's
Pornhub.
like the girl next door. And it's like, yeah, well, if you start seeing the girl next door, like the saying implies your dream is to do, she
Right.
can't just ghost you. She lives next door. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But if you happen
yes.
to drop a pin where she was because you were in her city, it's probably a lot easier to be like,
What you were getting at is true. As we are so overly connected with each other that we can know what people are doing on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, any of these things that allow you to live vicariously somebody else's life and see what somebody else's life is. Yes, I do think that ghosting is just more prevalent nowadays because, as Matt said, you can interact with so many more fucking people today than you should ever be interacting with. Tinder is a mistake, in my opinion. Like there is this idea that it's going to be wonderful because you can sort through and weed out all these people, and maybe there is some truth to that, but ultimately it is allowing you to view people as a product, and you want to buy a perfect product. And if that product isn't perfect, you drop it immediately. The other thing, the reason why ghosting happens is because, unlike most people, we are okay with confrontation. Most people hate it so deeply.
It still sucks though if I'm like because I like confrontation when I know I'm kind of not the wrong one. I try to live my life in a way where very rarely would the confrontation come from the fact that I'm wrong. I'm a piece of shit or an asshole, aggressive or oblivious or inconsiderate.
To leave somebody on red than to have the hard conversation going, I just don't feel a spark. And then getting into whatever.
And I actually got it. The girl that I saw a few times before I started seeing Amanda, I had that conversation with her on the phone. She wanted to hook up. I wasn't that into her. She was cute, but I wasn't super attracted to her. And instead, I called her on the phone and said, "Hey, listen, I'm just not feeling a spark. I don't feel it." And she got like upset and she cried, but like I was really like, "Hey, listen, it's okay. You're great, but it's just I don't want to keep pursuing it. I don't want to."
Honestly, my whole thing
scientist
is like,
started playing.
Wouldn't you rather know from the jump, like if somebody's not feeling it? And I'm not saying that like 30 seconds into talking, you do need to kind of get to know somebody a little bit, but I would like to know if you're feeling me or not relatively soon. That way, if you're not, I can move on to the fucking next thing. It's fine. Right. Can we rate this, please?
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I need your opinion on this last story. I didn't get to tell it before. Okay. It's very quick.
Dillon, you have
When I
hard
was
editing
in
power.
like, I think it was like eighth grade. I think it was eighth grade. Maybe I was a freshman in high school. I don't know. But there was a small group of the
Hold
very
on,
hot,
hold on,
very
hold on. Was it freshman or was it eighth grade,
doesn't
I
Mikey?
will
matter.
kill you both.
Doesn't
Get
matter.
to the end of this story.
I
Oh, well, it's
made
middle school.
a
One's not. I got. I don't.
I made a bold well because I feel like the age matters more to the hurt, I guess. I don't know. Older hurts more. I don't know.
Right.
Um, so I called up this girl, big deal, right? Wasn't really part of a friend group. She was one of the very beautiful, much more popular girls. Okay. I asked her to go to the carnival with me. There was a real carnival. It wasn't just a line I used
Jesus, how
because I'm
much more
making up some
cliche is
Stephen
this?
King movie. Yeah. I was like, you want to go see a dead body?
Yeah.
So I said, do you
Also
want to go to
happened
the
to take place
carnival
on
with me?
July 4th.
We went to the carnival, and the strongest memory I have of it, because I don't know, maybe it wasn't going well. I don't really remember. I probably was trying too hard or was too obvious how much, I thought she was cool and attractive or whatever. But I swear to you, she literally met up with other people that were there and ghosted me in the middle of what we were doing. I remember standing there and watching her roughly 20 yards away from me, talking to people I recognized as her friend group, turning around and looking at me, clearly talking about me with a look of like, that was less like I'm on a date with him and more like, yes, that's the man who's been following me. That was the vibe of it.
How
And
often
that
have
was
you
it.
talked about this in therapy?
I have not actually. This is the first time, I swear to you, this is the
Good.
first time I brought this up in I don't even know how long. And I can't believe I ever even spoke with this girl again after she did that. But it's a testament to like when you're young, you don't even know how to contextualize something awful that happened to you, like how awful that is. That like she made eye contact with me and then walked away with her friends. And I had invited her to
Yeah.
be there with me.
That's a fucking horrific story. And
That's bad.
thank you for
That's a bad
sharing
thing.
it.
That's so
Yes.
bad.
That's almost as bad as another story that I would tell, but has nothing to do with ghosting. So we're going to get into rating.
Yeah, can we finally review this, please?
Yeah, please.
Hold on.
Yeah, fucking please.
What about gaslighting? Can we talk about that next?
That's kind of like the word. I'm gonna give this an F plus because it is terrible. I don't like it. F plus. Why is it not just an F? I'll give it an F plus. Maybe you guys can talk me out of it, but it's terrible. I hate it. But the feeling, the anxiousness of like, God, I just want to walk away because I don't want to hurt feelings. But so I get it, but not cool. You got to do it.
For me personally, is a C. I don't like it, but I understand it, and I specifically understand it from the points that Mike brought up, either for safety and stuff like that. And I also understand your points of it being like you should buck up and just say what you're going to feel. But ultimately, if the choice is between somebody shattering me and being like, I honestly regret talking to you, or I just am not going to talk to you at all, I will take the latter on that one.
Well, that's just I mean, that's shaming. I mean, that's just terrible. And I understand that that's a real thing. That's just awful. I mean, we're going in some extremes here of like, yeah, we got some violent ass
No,
awful
we've got
dudes,
some
but
violent, and we've also
you've
got.
got some terrible
I
people.
will take indifference over meanness any day
I
of the week.
understand. I understand
Yeah.
your personal take on that. I would totally get
Yeah.
that. See.
I'm gonna give it a D minus.
Okay.
Same reason as Dylan. I'm just not willing to go so far. I feel like those situations. I mean, I disagree with Matt too in that, like, well, if you added problematic men, everything, yeah, but problematic men are in everything, so you can't extrapolate them, or excuse me, extricate them from it. You can't do it. So, but that being said, I do still think it's should be enough of a rarity to do that, like you need to do it, that D minus is enough. I'll give you that little
Sure.
wiggle
Yeah.
room for like if it has to happen. But for almost all cases, you should at least say something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, I
that
think
saying
you
something
should.
would be good, but I'm okay if it doesn't. But
Mhm.
That's just me. What is
Yeah.
our last topic?
The concept of short kings.
Okay.
All right, this isn't okay. Before we get into this, and I love that it's the wording, the concept of.
Yes.
How tall is everybody on this podcast?
I will start first because I believe I am the shortest at 6 foot tall.
I mean, shortest is arguable. I am 6 feet tall,
You
maybe
are
and a
not.
Hair,
You're
but I
not.
am
You're six
Matthew.
foot and a half or 6'1".
Matthew.
You've always said this, and your dumb head is bigger than mine. And
No, I am
your
6 feet
shoulders and I are
tall.
the same, and your head
And
is
you
long.
are, you are touching on a thing that has always been an issue for me. Almost everyone in my life has argued with me about how tall I am, which is such an odd experience.
Well, when you're in denial, my man, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
You are taller than Matt.
It's negligible at best. I have always been 6 feet tall. I know because I've been insecure enough with low enough self-esteem that anything more than that absolutely would have been something I latched onto. So
I'm gonna measure you next.
Yeah,
time.
next time we get
People
together,
think I'm taller because A, I have for some reason good posture, and B, I have broad shoulders. And I think maybe my neck's a little like so it always makes me look a little taller, but
You know how I know?
promise you
You
I'm
know how
not.
I know? I look at your eyes up, and your head is big, taller than mine. That's how height is.
I'm telling you, dude, when I see you, I feel you straight in the eyes. So maybe it's just that I think we're equals and you think I'm superior to you. I don't understand.
It's an emotional thing.
Matt is slightly shorter than you. You are slightly taller than Matt, and I am taller than both of you by a good bit.
He is
There it
7
is.
foot 9.
Daddy's home.
Yeah, I am
Daddy's
6'4", wearing shoes, normally like 6'5".
We don't count it wearing shoes, dickhead. Wearing 5-inch heels, I'm 6'5". Like, what
No,
does
what
it
I'm
matter?
what I'm saying is
regular, like, he
with the
doesn't
shoes, it adds an even more level of just height that I feel is unnecessary for me. That's why I don't like to wear boots and stuff like that. It feels obnoxious.
Maybe I'm 5'11 and a half, and I round up, and then so you're just
So all of us though are above the average.
Big of you to say, Matt.
The first thing I want to say is, guys, if you are short, and I know this is very condescending as somebody who is as tall as I know that there is a fucking complex that many short men are fucking going through right now. That by some metric, they are less of a person because they are not tall. Let me be the first person on this podcast to say that is not true. You can be a fucking phenomenal guy and still be short. I also understand that the dating scene, and especially the way that people talk about it on TikTok and shit, is horrific. And I am so sorry that we live in a world where both of those things continue to exist at the same time. When it comes to the concept of short kings, I'm so glad it exists as a term.
Yeah, because when you have so many so many people I know who are like, oh, that guy's cute, and they're like, starts with a 5. Sorry, can't do it.
Yeah,
Height starts with a 5, and you're like, what? And so if we're like, king, my man is a king. Look at this little guy. Get on up there, bud. And I know some short kings. Listen,
no, I
Get
want
up
to
there,
let
little
you
guy.
finish, but that tag you threw on there leads beautifully into my next point. So you go ahead and finish, and then I'll pick up the ball. Okay, go ahead.
Get up there, you sweet, sweet little baby child man. I have no point. I think that I think if they strut their stuff and they own it, then fucking get it. I think that short men have the short end of the stick. They do. Sorry,
You piece of shit.
I do. I went
piece
to
of shit.
a little good. Hey,
Yeah, he writes New York Post headlines.
hey, writing is rewriting. So I'm not an improviser. Um, I have a bunch of shorter male friends, and it's a whole gamut of like.
I would say that the most successful man I know sexually is under 5'9".
Interesting, because I know I was going to say there are a bunch of guys I know who own it, and some guys who are really insecure about it, and it just depends.
Well, the ones who own it, based on the definition, are short kings because the origin, I was surprised to discover, comes from a tweet from a comedian, which I guess if we post this, we'll throw his name into the description, but if need be. But he tweeted about shorter celebrities and said, "Can we please throw some, some respect or what have you?" I'm paraphrasing to these short kings, and it kind of went viral. And while I appreciate that, like, let's acknowledge this because criticizing the shortness of men or the assumed um, inferiority, I guess, of shorter men is fucked up, right? I mean, especially in our country, it's kind of an arbitrary distinction of like 6 foot or above. I even felt it as a kid. I was like, please hit 6 feet, please hit 6 feet, because it just felt different, right? But here's the thing, and Matt mistakenly touched on it when he said, "Get up there, bud, little buddy." Is
I didn't mistakenly do anything.
Before I knew that origin story, it was very difficult for me to not believe that this was not 100% patronizing always and forever till the end of time.
Correct.
When it's because to hear Short Kings, it reminded me of like when you see a 9-year-old in his communion suit and you call him a lady killer. It was like, this doesn't feel authentic. Like, this doesn't feel sincere because he parted his hair to the side and
That's
he's wearing an ill-fitting suit. Like,
it's so funny.
To me, yes, to say Short King immediately made me think, even when I found out it was I love this word they said, it's like, it's an honorific. And I was like, oh, that's okay, that's cool. But to me, it still felt like honorific in the way that like The Little Engine That Could is a classic story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess if I'm trapped to be that, I have to embrace it. But that doesn't feel that cool, like, and I don't like to see something still kind of make people feel shitty like that. That bums me out,
Well, I think as a concept, because it's the concept of short kings, and I never got the negative side of that. I only heard it in the context of like someone gassing someone up and feeling like, and it wasn't sarcastic, that it feels like uh, not the same, but adjacent to a person like saying yes, queen, like to a person who is gay, like to someone who's like to someone who is gay or someone who's like, yeah, like I'm hyping you up and I'm identifying you as that, where it's like, hell yeah, short king, like do that,
Yeah.
I think it's gassing up as yes, but I'm talking about the concept.
No,
I know.
Yeah, the concept.
I'm saying Yas Queen is a little, actually, for me, actually exists in a little bit more of an impenetrable level. Like, I think
well,
there's
that's
no
more
way to
universal.
use it in a way that makes it seem like or it's harder to use it in a way that ends up making fun of the person. But I think you can still use, like, Short King can still come off as patronizing.
I was about to say, do you think a shorter person would appreciate me going, "Get it, Short King, get it," or do you think that they would go, or do you think they would go, "Shut the fuck up, Gigantor, you piece of shit"?
Can I put it in a
let's
more
try
crystallized term? I think no. Can I put it in a term that I think will be frame it in a way that will be immediately accessible to all of us and put this argument to bed about the way it would be used as an insult? If any person of a non minority status looked at a black woman and said, "Hey, check out this black queen,"
Yeah.
I would not feel comfortable going, "Look at this black queen." That would be like, I would spend all my energy having to explain how it wasn't racist rather than having to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it now that is in more rarefied air. But to me, Short King can still come off like, is it really nice? Because did we need to even point that out?
Do short kings need this though? Do they need the honorific? Do they need the concept that there is a positive representation of short men, right?
Yes, they need it the way bigger women need it. They need it because it's too often assumed that they don't have a certain kind of physical worth because of it. Just like the way bigger women and bigger men, but way more bigger women and short men. It is that way that for all that we can do, we still are the dumbest, simplest people, like short, not manly, fat, not hot. Like that's
Yeah.
the only way we can attribute things. Like we automatically are like, sure, and probably also pee small. Like that is, we
So
conflate
ultimately,
masculinity with that.
the concept of it then is positive, even though it's
Yeah.
got some weird like. So ultimately,
that-
at the end of the day, though, the concept of being a short king has done good things for the shorter community.
I think so.
Here is what I think.
But I'm not a part of that community. I can't
I
speak
think
for them.
I think the concept of short king is for everyone else. We can be like, well, he was just a badass short king. I don't think that's for the person. I think will take it any which way they want. The concept of it, to me, is gassing them up of like, that's a badass dude. That's a get it, short king. Like, I think like that because there is so much shit about 5 foot what? Ew, no, he better be 6'7". So I think someone would be
6 footer, don't bother. Yeah, that
exactly.
kind of thing.
So I think this is like, actually, my man is a badass short king. And yes, they may not want to hear big dude, don't tell me that. Whatever. But I think the concept is to make to break the stigma of like, really? They have to be six something? Or
Yeah. Well, I think you know what would help? The solution I came up with, and I would give it a run, give it a spin, is I think it's because short king exists in isolation as a phrase. So for people that like us who are not short, so we had no reason to contextualize it as an honorific. So I kind of assumed it was exactly like, like a lady killer, for some guy that, doesn't shower. So I thought a good way to fix it would be that we automatically attach like a fictional character to it, right? Like someone that's smaller, shorter, but immediately exemplifies like what the short king. Yes, like he's oh damn, he's short king like Emperor Palpatine, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
you've just
like
named
he's
two.
short king like
Just
Tom
named two
Hardy.
villains. You just named two goddamn villains, guys. If we're gonna try and make this positive, let's at the very least give them
he's short
a
king like Gimli.
character.
Yeah, he is short king like
get
Gimli.
Napoleon. Oh,
No. He is short king like, well, we also have to deal with the comparative shortness, right? So it's like, because he is short king like David compared to Goliath.
Well, also, one, you can't make him a dwarf. That is not fair either. We can't say Gimli. We cannot say hobbits. No.
They're fictional characters.
I do not care. No. We are putting a stop to that right this second. No.
Okay.
If you're gonna think of a shorter person who has had a very big impact, not only on culture, but on people, and is a great person, I think we have to look to Danny DeVito.
I mean, when in doubt.
I don't think there's any doubt there, but I think
Get it, Danny
I think
D.
you're
Get
safer
it, Danny
with fictional characters because even Palpatine, he was the Emperor. He was a badass Sith. He shot like
he's a
bad
guy,
Michael. Like
He's
he a bad short. By the way, I'm not doing black scent. By the way, I'm just trying to do the vernacular of how we would typically yell it out. For the love of God, please don't accuse me of doing black scent. I need this. So I think saying like he a bad short king. He's
Yoda?
Oh, I didn't even think of Yoda. Like,
how could you not? He's the shortest character.
He's the shortest king.
No, he could be a bad like Stuart Little. That's smaller than Yoda.
This is getting more and more condescending to that.
Do you
want to ride around in your little toy car? Do you want to ride around in your little toy car?
He was calling Vegeta or something.
Yeah. You know what? Vegeta is a great example.
A short king like Ant-Man and Quantumania.
A very, very famous short king in all of anime. Vegeta, I think, stands about 5'6". So get it, Vegeta.
Yeah.
I like what I said before too, is picking a man. Here's why I like he is short king like Tom Hardy is Bane, right? Because now you're picking a real life short king.
He's a short guy.
But you're immediately acknowledging that he played a character that he technically should not have played.
No.
Because he's 5'9", and Bane is supposed to be like 6'10". and,
He's
and
yeah.
absolutely physically imposing over Batman when even when he bulked up, he was still like 180 and
Yeah,
5'9".
maybe you are right. Maybe Bane is how we should go. Admittedly, you would have to not know the comic book Bane.
He is short
No.
king like Tom Cruise playing Reacher. Like that's a good one,
Right.
right?
I was
Like
going to say,
because
yeah, like what about Tom Cruise? Notoriously very tiny, but
but
plays
again,
big.
you gotta put him in the roles where right. Tom Hardy is Bane, Tom Cruise is Reacher.
I
Like
think
these are the
Bane is
ones
the
where you're
best
like,
we've gotten so far. But yeah,
I
don't call them Palpatine or Farquaad. That's just
he is short king like Michael Keaton as Batman. Like there you go. Like that,
I've got a 5'6" man on speed dial right now. I could just call and ask him.
you know what? Do it.
That's probably not great, but
It's
I'm
going to
thinking
sound
about it.
terrible.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. If we had
I
phone
was thinking
connectivity
about it.
so we could get him into the podcast, that would be wonderful.
I could do that, but I won't do that. Let's rate this motherfucker. So, we're going to the concept of short kings. Dillon, give
As
it
the
to me.
tallest here, I will take it first. I think that this is a B plus. I think that there are things about it that maybe aren't great, and there are maybe honorifics that could be better. But ultimately, this has done good things for people in shorter communities, and it puts a little bit more of a positive spin on something that people so often associate with something bad. So it's a B plus for me.
I'm gonna say it's a B, and it's a B because they did not market it well enough. Unless you caught the trend at its origin, which I had to look up to find, you wouldn't have known that it was automatically positive. I assumed that it was meant to take like I thought maybe the phrasing even started out as like mocking, and it was taken to be like ironically used like
Yeah.
as a thing rather than actually its origin being positive. So for the positivity of it, the power of it to have the same power as like big women empowerment and stuff like that, I love it. I don't like the confusion that could come from it. Admittedly, it was mine, but I'm rating it, so fuck you. B.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm going to give it a B plus because I think the concept of it is that we're trying to make people feel better when we have literally looking at someone immediately and just going, no, not attracted. And you're like,
Yeah. No,
ooh,
it put some respect on the name.
can we do
Yeah.
something here? Can we like give them a little bit of like apparently 2022 was short king spring. I don't know. That was a trend, but that's we're trying to
Every month has like 30 different national holidays.
We're all just doing our best out
Yeah.
here, man, right? It's a dumpster fire.
it's a dumpster fire. So that brings us to the end.
Board.
It's bees across the board. This comes to the coolest part of the whole goddamn show, huh? Dylan, why don't you let them know?
So we have a massive list of topics. Matt is going to read me the numbers, and I am going to tell you what we are going to be talking about on the next episode of Review It All. So hit me with a number, please, Matthew.
800.
800 on the dot? Beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful. I love a nice round number.
So the first topic
is
is
Christmas trees.
okay.
And can I also be the semantics police? It is written as Xmas trees.
You know what?
Don't know if that will make any difference, but it is important to point out.
Sure. Xmas trees.
Yeah, that's right. Deal with it. I'm pointing it out.
I hate this podcast. The next number is 553.
Mythical creatures.
Okay.
I like this as like a theme happening here.
I cannot wait to tell you what I can't wait. I'm excited.
Okay. 465.
The bottom of the ocean.
No.
Oh no.
This is going to be the longest episode.
Okay, all right. No, okay, we have to make an agreement right now. We have to stick
Yeah,
we got to do it
of the ocean. Yes.
We are going to do, I promise the listeners, we will do a full episode just on the ocean one day. When the ocean comes up on the list, we're not going to pick any more. We are just going to do an episode on the ocean. But
I have a whole PowerPoint just about the bottom of the ocean that I made.
I cannot wait to see it.
You better bust it out,
Yeah.
buddy.
Okay.
Nothing scares me more, so that's a preview. I love you both. I will talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your week.
Have a great one, guys.
Bye.
Review